therapist, physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, the title of the program is How to Put on Socks and Shoes with Back Pain and or Sciatica. Now, this video is a part of a series of videos on back pain and sciatica. If you want the entire series, go to bobandbrad.com and go to the program section. It'll be underneath there.
And these all have PDF printouts, so you can put out the information on paper, and it's much easier to refer back to for memory.
Excellent. So, when you're trying to put it on your shoes and socks, one of the main goals that we're trying to do is stop your back from going into the C position, which is, if we show on the spine here, wow, I'm really making a lot of noise here. This is the C position. So when you're in that rounded out position, this is a bad position for most back pain issues.
Right.
Definitely for sciatica.
Right. If you got a disc issue, that's more than likely going to make it a worse disc issue.
So we're trying to keep you as straight as possible. And sometimes we actually use the Booyah stick for people to, as a good visualization, especially when sitting, Brad. I think this works out great. So if you sit down, and if you were to have a stick along here, you got 3 points of contact.
Here, and down at the belt line. They're touching.
When I'm trying to put on my shoes, I'm trying to keep those 3 points of contact. Now, obviously, you're not going to have a stick here, but it's a good reminder of visualization.
Right, and we're actually going to show you options so you don't even have to bend like that with the straight
Let's
back.
go with the first one, Brad. So putting your pants on or your socks and shoes even on in bed is a thing to try.
Yeah, because the whole goal is.
Why don't you take your shoes off first, Brad? Because you got slippies, don't you?
Yeah, these are handy. It's a nice option if you do have sciatica to have shoes on and off. To keep your back supported and straight while you put your pants on, as opposed to in a seated position where you lean forward and irritate that disc, this is much better. So obviously, I'm not going to show my body off and take my real pants on and off. We're just going to go over the top.
Show his body off.
Well, Bob, I'm trying to.
It's nice to have some false pride there. So,
but yeah,
you can see how he kept his back.
Yeah, my back is all straight.
Yeah, all supported.
There you go. And then now, once I get them up like this, I'm going to tighten up my core and slowly keep that back straight and slowly come up. And
that's why we have you work on bridging sometimes. Now, Brad, if you were to put your shoes on in bed, how would you do that?
Oh, that's a good question. So with this, it's really nice to be able to have enough flexibility in your hips to do the figure 4 position, which is here.
Got the wrong shoe there,
Brad. The wrong shoe. That's all right. Kids do it all the time.
It's all right.
Well, I would have the shoe up here. I'd have my grabber, but Bob's got my grabber. There
sure.
You go. Thank you. Yep. So then you can do this. And then, of course, in another video, we covered how to do the, do the log rolling, keep your back straight and tighten up the stomach, go up. Everything is nice and stable and straight. And there we go.
All right,
Don't
Brad.
I look like something from Hollywood?
Now you need to take those pants off, Brad, because I need them. So anyway, we're going to do it in a chair, which is a little more difficult, I have to admit, because as soon as you bend forward, and especially for a tall person like me with long legs, it's just a lot more difficult. But we'll show you. We can try. So the first thing you can do is straighten out the pants and get them all ready.
Right.
And you can just feed your foot into it down here while I'm keeping my back straight. I'm even leaning up against the support of the back of the chair while I'm doing this. Pull it up. Same thing. Got to kind of feed it back down there. If you have troubles, you might be able to use a reacher. And
it's got a little grabber thing you can squeeze. And
they call them reachers, right? I believe so.
Yeah, okay.
So, and you can feed it on. These are real handy, especially for people with back pain, because they can pick stuff up without you bending forward.
Right.
It works out really well for that.
And they're not that expensive.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing why we like you to work on hip range of motion, because that can save your back. The more range you have in your hip, the less you have to move in your back. And if you can do this like figure 4, now you're able to get the pant leg on very easily,
Right.
as opposed to if you're not able to lean forward, and then you're going to have to maybe use something like that. Now, for putting your shoes on, they do have long-handled shoe horns.
Yeah, those are handy.
They are very handy because you can get your shoe over here. I'm going to pull this one over, and the shoe horn. I'm going to get this. I have these really tight too, the laces, and you can see I slide it right in there.
Yep.
Now, this might be cheating to some extent because these shoes were actually, these are special shoes called Zeba shoes, Z-E-B-A, and they're designed right to slip on. They're really a cool design. I've never seen anything like this before. So if you're going to come up to these, now I have, again, these are set very tight, my shoelaces.
Yep.
So you put them in here, and now watch how this collapses back there. See how it collapses?
Right here.
But it's got like a little shelf on the top. And I go further, and it pops right up. It doesn't squish the back down forever. You know, it stays in place.
Right.
And now my shoe is on tight. Now, for taking it off, they actually have a little bit of a ledge back here, and I can grab with my toe, and it pulls it right off. Were you able to catch that, Mike? Or do you want me to do it again? Okay,
Beautiful.
we're good. So these are not a bad investment. We're actually trying these with your mom.
Right.
Because that's a big issue with her.
She doesn't have a back problem, but she's older and she has a problem reaching over. It's a safety issue. You don't want her to fall out of a chair.
Now, if you don't want to invest in the shoes, you can get elastic. You want to grab those elastic shoelaces?
Oh, yeah.
They do have elastic shoelaces that you tie, you tie the shoe, and they'll allow it to get your foot in there, expand to get your foot in there. So it's a lot easier using a long-handled shoe horn and elastic shoelaces.
Yeah.
You can quite often get them on.
Once you get them in, you tie them. You can tie a good knot on there, and you never have to tie them again. With the elastic laces.
Right. So that's another option. Anything else we want to cover, Brad? I think that's the ideas of what we can try when you're. The final thing is if you can't do it, if you have a spouse or a friend at home, you may have to have them put them on for you.
Right.
Especially when you're in the throes of back pain.
Yep.
So.
When it's severe.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you.